Okay, nation, strap in. Shorter video this morning, but it's something we need to have a discussion about. I think it's very, very important. We're getting ready to get into it next here on Prepper Nation. Welcome to Prepper Nation. I am John. Thank you very much for being here, for watching and listening and shooting a thumbs up and hitting subscribe. Y'all are helping this platform grow. It's our platform, and I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So, I'm going to get right into it this morning. This is based on a message that I received yesterday. I don't think this message, I'm not sure why it came to me, but I don't think it was meant and intended just for me. It was a very lengthy message, ma'am, and I wanted to cover it. I'm not dropping your name this morning, um, but I did take a quote out of that message, and I want to read it off to everybody here at Prepper Nation. I want to explain, I think, what's going on and how to deal with this. So the quote is, "May or may not keep prepping, but I'm done with the YouTube prepping community. My mental state cannot handle the constant bad news." End quote. So that's a fair comment. I think a lot of people go through this. To be fair, if I'm connected to the news constantly for days or even weeks at a time, I can feel myself kind of being dragged down by the constant bad news because it's always bad news. So I understand where your head is at with that message and with that comment. Hopefully, ma'am, you continue to prep nonetheless. And I get the frustration. I do. I understand there's a lot of negativity in this community. I don't know what other channels you watch. I don't pretend to know. But again, thank you for having watched this channel. Hopefully that wasn't directed at me because I do try and be different on this channel. Um, there are different ways to approach prepping. There are different ways to talk about certain topics. And an analogy I'll give you, if somebody needs medicine, uh, somebody needs medicine, there are two ways to go about it. You can basically hold their arms down, force them back in the chair, and make them drink the stuff against their will, no matter what. And it's not going to be a good experience, but they're going to get what they need. Or you can wrap things up like this stop being sick lollipop. You can put it in a nice wrapper and you can say, here you go. It's not so bad. It tastes like, what do they call them, son? Ludens. It tastes like wild cherry, but it'll make you feel better. Either way, you're getting the same thing, right? And it's true to a fault. I think that's one of my faults here on this channel is sometimes, and I see this in live chat. Chuck the Canuck, I'm looking at you. I appreciate you being here. But I've seen this comment from him and others where we're over here, we're just having a conversation. We're not talking about important stuff. People need to get with the program. We need to take it more seriously. And that's also a fair comment, those comments, because it is a fault of mine. Maybe I have a bad habit of trying to sugarcoat things sometimes or handle things with kids' gloves. And the reason is number one, I want this channel to be different. I feel like there are enough creators out there, and I'm not dogging them this morning. I'm getting ready to defend them actually. But I feel like there are a lot of creators out there who will grab you, throw you in the back, throw your chair back and force it on you. And I just delivery systems are different, is what I'm trying to get to. So I do sugarcoat things sometimes. And again, that's a fault of mine. I'm not really doing it on purpose other than trying to be a different channel. But a lot of that has to do with the kind of person that I am. Yeah, I'm always an upbeat, trying to look at the good side of things no matter what. So it's who I am. Um, honestly, folks that haven't figured it out by now, I want to deliver a message every morning that I think is important, and I don't always get it right. Sometimes the message just doesn't hit and people don't care. I thought it was important, but hey, it is what it is. but I want every video to feel like that first cup of coffee in the morning. You know, you're familiar with it, or tea for the weirdos, or even that first shot of whiskey. I'm not judging. Um, Me personally, I'm not a fan of doomers here on YouTube. However, as I said, I'm about to defend them, and I need to say this because it needs to be said. Because if somebody's not prepared out there, I don't want it to be because of me. Okay. Um, and this is not me directing it toward you, ma'am. This is anybody. This is people in general that might be listening and maybe experiencing similar things. Okay. If you can't handle the scary prepping videos on YouTube, you will not survive what is coming. You can, I don't care. Pick out the scariest channel that you can think of here in the prepping community. You don't have to drop it in the comments or anything, but it's always 24 hours until the end of the world, that type of message every single day. If you can't handle watching a creator do that, and it affects you to the point where you're just exhausted by watching YouTube, you're not going to be able to handle the world we're going to be living in just a few short years. This is a world war. Let me say that again. It has been for a couple of years now, but things are escalating. This is a world war. We are living during a time of world war. Many will die. I'm just no sugarcoating it this morning. A lot of people are going to die. They're going to die from various reasons. Of course, the conflict itself. A lot of people are going to die of starvation. A lot of people are going to die lack of medication. A lot of people are going to die because the area they live in or the city they live in. What are y'all doing, city people? Get out, son. They're going to be living under an occupation and they're going to be targeted because they're conservatives or they're Christians living under this occupation. All right. You need to come to terms with reality this morning. All right. We can have fun with it. We can have our coffee, fireside type chats. I love doing it. I do. It makes my day as much as anybody else's, but you need to mentally prepare yourself for the worst. This lady is not there mentally. She's not prepared mentally. All right. She again made the comment she may or may not keep prepping. And again, ma'am, I hope you continue to prep, but until you prepare yourself mentally, it's not going to matter anyway. I mean, it's just not, folks. We have to mentally prepare for the worst because the worst is yet to come. The pandemic was not the worst part. The war in Ukraine, that's not the worst part. The war that's taking place in Gaza right now, or what I believe is the coming war in Taiwan, that's not the worst part. The worst part is stuff that we are going to experience in real time here in the United States of America. That's coming. All right, that is coming. The worst is yet to come. Life without the news constantly sounds appealing. Again, I'll be honest with you, I've had to step away for a few days from prepping, from YouTube sometimes, which is why I understand this lady's frustration from the news itself, mainstream media, just disconnect. I've had to disconnect for 3 or 4 days at a time, and you begin to feel better. You're in a better mental state. So I'll give you credit, man. You're on the right path. But the thing is, it's not going to stop the bad things from happening. This is not normal everyday America anymore. It's not a country where you can just shut the internet off or shut the prepping channels off on YouTube, shut the news off, pretend like everything's okay and it's going to work itself out because it's not. Everything is not okay and it's certainly not going to work itself out. What you are doing is you're handicapping yourself if you're not informed. Okay. Most of you, here's the thing about surviving World War III. Okay. One of the questions I will get, it's sometimes, occasionally, what do I need to be doing to survive World War III? And the beautiful answer here is you're already doing it. Most of you are already doing it. You're stacking food, you're growing food, you're preserving food. You know how to filter water into clean, drinkable water. You're stacking medications, you're stacking ammo, you've got firearms. You can stay hot, you can stay cool if need be. So you're already doing these things. That's 90% of it. All right. But the other 10% is very, very important. You have to be informed about what is going on in our world, and you have to be mentally tough. Because again, if you're not mentally tough, you're not going to survive what's coming. I'm sorry. Complacency can get you killed. This is not a situation. Look, ma'am, if that was directed toward me, that's fine. Go watch somebody else. If I've scared you, that wasn't my intent, but please do not get complacent. Burnout can get you killed. Prepping burnout. I'm so tired of waking up every morning, seeing the news. I'm getting burnt out on it. That is the kind of attitude that can get you killed. And again, this is not me crapping on other channels. It's quite the contrary this morning. It's rare. It's rare that I'm going to do that because, again, I'm not a fan of the doomers, but the message they're bringing to you is real. They're just delivering it in a different way. Some people like ebooks, some people like paperback books, right? Some people like magazines. It's the same thing you're reading, but the delivery system is totally different. I'm just trying to bring a different delivery system. Kids' gloves, lollipop wrapper, the world's upside down right now, and you need to be preparing, okay? Watch whoever you want to. I don't really care. I hope you stick around here. I hope this channel hasn't turned you off. Anybody that's listening, you're welcome. You're welcome to be a part of this channel. Just understand we enjoy our chats in the morning. We talk about real things here, yes, but we also, those side chats between friends that have met each other through Prepper Nation, to me, is freaking awesome. I got to video chat just for a few minutes this past weekend. There was a meetup. I'm not trying to get sidetracked, but poor Robin, who's always in chat, she was like, it was so good to finally talk to you in video, man. It's the same for me. It was awesome. And I appreciate you folks that packed it out at the barbecue place in Nashville. Look, watch whoever you want to. All right. If this channel's not your flavor, it's not your flavor. I'm not delusional. I know not everybody is going to look at me and hear me talk and be like, that's the dude right there. I get it. But stay informed, please. And stay prepared, please. Otherwise, there is a significant chance that you will be a casualty in this war. No sugarcoating there. If you want to survive World War III, you need to be informed. You need to take it seriously. You need to continue to prepare. And that's it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Take care and God bless.